Hey guys, what's up? It's Trent here. I'm back again after quite a long hiatus. I do apologise for the long wait. But seeing as I had the day off today, I thought I'd discuss a video game which I've talked about numerous times. And judging by the title, I don't need to sugarcoat things here. You guys know what I'm going to be talking about. And again, I'm going to be looking at The Last of Us, but the remastered version for the PlayStation 4. Now, I know what you guys are probably thinking. I have discussed this game at length, multiple times. I don't think this game needs to be reviewed again, so instead of it being one of my usual full-fledged reviews, I'm just going to be discussing the changes in this PS4 version, and to hopefully be answering the million-dollar question as to whether or not this version is worth getting. Am I content with just getting the PS3 version? I'm hoping to alleviate all of your questions by the end of this video, and yeah, I'm finding myself any excuse to review any piece of The Last of Us I can get my hands on. So much so I've created my own playlist for The Last of Us, which is crazy. I've never done that before. So if you guys wish to see my previous efforts on The Last of Us, I'll include the link to that playlist in the description below. In that playlist it has my review for The Last of Us, review on the Left Behind DLC, my opinions on the ending, and I've also included it in my top list of games I have played of the last generation. So we're going to be discussing the changes, and firstly I want to look at the visual changes, the graphical changes first of all. Now, there is a world of difference between 720p and 1080p, 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second. There's a huge difference here. Now, unless you're watching walkthroughs, let's plays, trailers on the internet, you're not going to have that full effect. You're not going to see all the graphical changes. So much so that I have already finished the PS4 version. I've also finished the Left Behind DLC as well. To make sure I wasn't suffering from optical illusions, I went back and played the PS3 version to see if there was a change. There is a change, guys, I'm telling you there is. The changes are quite minute. They might look quite minuscule in the grander scheme of things, but it really does make a world of difference because the PS4's visual capabilities are so much higher than the PS3's. They've brought a lot of really interesting and new changes to the visuals. I love the way that the PS4 visuals really shine in this version. It brings the environments to life. It brings a lot more believability in this very fictitious gaming world. I love the attention paid to colour. It looks very, very exuberant, and the way that a character model moves, the way they express certain emotions is really, really convincing in the PS4 version. You can see it so much more clearer. And as a result, the 60 frames per second, you can really feel a difference when it comes to gameplay. The animations are very, very smooth, very dreamlike and buttery almost. It feels very, very seamless. You know, it works its way in with the story and its visuals. It really does bring you the intended experience, which is supposed to be a profound and emotional experience. What better way to experience this game than playing it in the most prettiest way possible, at the most smoothest frame rate possible? You're going to be getting that in the PS4 version. Without a doubt. Naughty Dog did not let me down here. The game's graphics also, finally, are so good in fact that they've included this mode called Photo Mode. And what you can do is enable this option in the options menu. What you do is you press the L3 button, you just click it in. What will happen is the game will freeze. It'll be like a freeze frame, and you get to play director. And you can control how a photo will be taken. Like, you can zoom the camera in and out, you can pan the dolly, you can choose different frames, you can change the depth of field, etc, etc, etc. The game's graphics engine is so good, it gives you this option, and every screenshot I have taken looks like it's been taken from a high resolution magazine. It's that good, guys. It's really that good. And finally, to mention, apart from the obvious changes, small changes which I noticed include particle effects, which are much, much more better in this version. The spores in particular are individualized and they look very, very convincing in this version here. Flame effects look really nice. Depth of field has been increased. Honestly, if you had any premisconceptions about the graphical changes in the PS4, lead them to rest. Put them to bed. PS4 is definitely the definitive version of The Last of Us, without a doubt. Right, so I actually went very lyrical on that graphical section. I do apologise. Nextly, the next change is a new difficulty called Grounded Mode. And I actually didn't realise it was part of the package until I saw it on the main menu. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the difficulties are easy, normal, hard, survivor, grounded. Naturally, I played the game on hard. I always play the game on hard mode. I went back and I'm up to my second playthrough now, and I'm playing it through on Grounded. Oh my god, it is so much harder. If you guys were very discontent with having not much of a challenge, even on Survivor mode, Grounded will definitely put your skills to the test. The amount of supplies you get, strictly limited. Honestly, I couldn't craft a Molotov for a good hour in game. Like, I was struggling to find items. Stealth is heavily emphasized in this version, so if you wish on playing Grounded, make sure to polish up on your stealth skills. You really will need it in this version. And what I've also noticed about the Grounded version is that there's no HUD display. So there's no HUD indicating your health and your ammo. You really do have to rely on the little colour bar here, the little light bar here. So when it's red, it means that you are close to death, but that will also appear on your screen as well, if you're too lazy to look. And green, where you appear healthy. Just like Resident Evil, just without herbs. The only way you can check to see if you have ammo is if you bring up the little inventory wheel. It will show how much ammo, but apart from that, you cannot see your health. Enemies will kill you in 2 hits. And scavenging for items is much harder. So if you guys were wanting a challenge, here it is. So the next change will be the Left Behind DLC. Now if you guys didn't play that on the PS3 version, if you didn't download it, you'll have this version on disc if you get the PS4 version. So it's a very powerful piece of DLC. It's only about 1 hour to an hour and a half long, but it really fleshes out Ellie's character to such an exceptional degree where you understand where she finally comes from. You know why she is so hard. You know why she's willing to fight tooth and nail to keep Joel alive, why he ends up being so important to her, and why I think she knows that he lies to her at the very end of the main campaign. So this is a very important piece to the puzzle if you wish on getting the full experience. Not to mention it also delves deeper into her relationship with Riley, which I thought was incredibly sweet. It was a very touching moment, a very powerful and sad moment as well. But I was really happy to see a lesbian romance in a video game. Let's just put it out there. There's so very few of them. Naughty Dog done it so I can't even say the word. Naughty Dog done it so effortlessly. There we go. I got it guys. Naughty Dog portrayed that relationship in such breathtaking fashion. So if you guys wish to play that version, always wanted to play that version, here's your chance. Okay, and finally the last change, one of the last changes I've noticed in the version is that there is expansion packs for the multiplayer. Now I have played the multiplayer for a good few hours. I actually did enjoy it. It reminded me a bit of... tricky. It reminded me a bit of the Tomb Raider multiplayer, but so much better. So much better. And the survival aspect really lends itself towards the multiplayer. But one thing you guys need to notice is that I'm not a huge fan of anything multiplayer. I prefer to be a lone wolf. I like the solo experience. I like the very intimate feeling I get from the campaign. So even though I'm not a huge fan when it comes to multiplayer, it's still great fun and you still get all the stuff in it. I actually don't know what's in it. I might have to read it for you guys. Fight for survival across the abandoned and reclaimed territories with 8 new maps in the hardest single player difficulty mode. I've already talked about that. I just hit myself in the face. Aren't I clever? And finally, the last thing I've noticed is that if you go into the bonus menu and go to the cinematics, where you can view all the cutscenes that you've seen throughout the game so far, right down at the bottom there is like a documentary. It's called Grounded, and it's basically from the team at Naughty Dog. It's a behind the scenes. It shows you the concept behind The Last of Us, all the iterations that they went through before they finally settled on Joel and Ellie's iteration. It shows you how they created monsters, interviews with Troy Baker, Ashley Johnson, Bruce Straley, Neil Druckmann. Amazing stuff. You guys really need to watch it. If you guys are interested to see what Naughty Dog believe in terms of philosophy when it comes to storytelling in games, you'll find this very compelling. Just make sure to have popcorn with it, because it's about an hour and 15 minutes long, but I've watched it twice now. It's really spectacular looking stuff. Now, at the very end of this video, I'm going to be answering the $1 million question. Is this version worth picking up over the PS3 version? I'm going to be letting you guys decide that. It's up to you guys. Would I recommend buying a PS4 just for this version? Probably not, unless you are compelled to do so. Probably not. PS3 version runs fine as it is. It's still one of the most profound games of our generation, even on the PS3. I would say it's up to you. To me, because I am such a huge advocate for the series, because I have such a deep-rooted obsession with it. It's like a bad ex. It won't let me go. It just refuses to let me put it down. It's all your fault, Last of Us. It's all your fault. But honestly, it's up to you guys whether you think it's worth the purchase. If you played the PS3 version, loved it, if you want to see minor changes, huge graphical improvements, pick up the PS4 version. I would recommend that without a doubt. If you've played the PS3 version, you thought it was okay, you didn't think it was, you thought it was overhyped, maybe not. So I'm going to be leaving that decision in your good hands. I'll let you decide what you think you should do when it comes to picking up a PS4 version of The Last of Us. To me, it's worth every single cent, and it was a joy to play it. Again, for the 20 billionth time. But that brings me to the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If I missed out anything in terms of additional features on the PS4 version of The Last of Us, feel free to do so and remind me in the comment section below. I'd also like to know if you guys out there are enjoying the experience again, much like I am. Are you playing it for the 20 billionth time? Do you still cry during the first 10 minutes like I do? Let me know how you guys feel in the comment section below. So I will see you guys shortly. I am still finalising my thoughts on my top 7 male characters in video games. I'm just about finished with that video. I'm just going through some recording at the moment. So hopefully I will see you guys there. So thanks again for watching this video, and I shall see you then. Remember you soon.